I was at the War College last year, and I was the guy doing the sort of the sociological questions. And I try to raise moral questions, questions of moral behavior in a time of crisis. So I'm sitting around with a bunch of 2 stars, and a couple of 3 stars, and some 1 stars. And some people in suits who only have a name tag that says, "Hi, my name is blank." You know? Who just stare at me. One did ask me where I got my information. I had to go through yet again. I only work declassified. Anyhow, I talked to the group about, could our military bases be islands of recovery? That you have an infrastructure in place, you have a group identity, you have trained leadership, et cetera, et cetera. Could our military bases be islands of recovery? And I presented to them, presented for their consideration, you're the commander of this base, Carlisle, the Army War College. And the bureaucrat thing kicked in. And I love how you get the bureaucrat language suddenly starts, "Well, sir, we do have a plan in place, blah, 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 blah." It's okay, but what about the community? What about all the people outside the gates? "Well, sir, we have already coordinated with them, blah, blah, blah." And I said, but wait a minute. You do know that the food supply and such is going to run down. "Well, sir, we figure by that time." And finally I said, "Look, I'm going to give you a question. And I want each of you to give me an answer. It's day 14. Tyler hasn't come back. You get a call from your MPs at the gate, and one of them says, "Sir, we now have private contractors doing that job. We no longer." I said, "I don't care. You're a security guy, all right?" And he said, and they say, "Sir, you better get down to the gate now. We got a couple of thousand people outside the gate." And they sort of, some of the people kind of roll their eyes. And now these are some very good, intelligent people as well. I don't want to paint them as machines. These are men with families. I will tell you, one of them talked to me later, and he broke down. He got choked up because he was talking about his kids. And I said, "Sir, you go down to the gate, and there's a couple of thousand people out there. And they're not trying to get in. They're holding up their babies. And they're shouting, 'Just take my baby,' and I'll turn around and I'll walk away." Now, who amongst us would not do that if we were in that situation? Anybody here who, I want you to picture if you've got a grandbaby, would you not, if that was the only hope left, that you would go to the people you trust the most, and you're holding your babies up, and you're saying, "Just take my baby, and I will turn around and I'll walk away." And then I looked at this, and this group felt dead silent, and they were like, "Will you take the children?" And one of them actually said, "My God, I don't want to think about this." I said, "Well, you're going to have to. You better be prepared." So there's a lot of incredibly intelligent people who are thinking about this, but it's trying to break the paradigm of this is on our home soil now. This is the battlefield right here. We're not talking about how you're going to handle a firefight in Afghanistan or this or that. You're talking about your own neighbor holding up a child. What are you going to do? I pray that this concept of islands of recovery really takes hold, and that our military bases become places that we know we can count on for the rebuilding of America post-event. So, thanks for the question.